That's great.
Okay, welcome everyone. I'd like to call this library board meeting to order on Thursday, March 20th, 2025 at 9 a.m. First order of business is the approval of the agenda, that the library board agenda for March 20th, 2025 be approved as presented. So I'll look for a mover and a seconder, please. Helena moves and Patricia seconds. Any questions regarding the agenda in front of us? Not seeing any. Call the question. All in favor? Carried. Does any member have a declaration of pecuniary interest in the general nature thereof to declare? Not seeing any hands. Okay, good. Moving on to the minutes of the previous meeting, that the minutes of Huron County Library Board meeting of January 15th, 2025 be adopted as circulated. Can I have a mover, please? John moves, Helena seconds. Any questions regarding those minutes as presented? No? Okay, call the question. All in favor? Carried. Presentation, we have the North Team update, and we have Trina online. Do we? There she, oh yeah, there she is, bottom right corner in my world. So Trina, welcome.
Thank you.
The floor is yours.
All right. Well, good morning, everyone, and thank you for the opportunity to be here today to share some of the wonderful things that the North Team has been working on. So I'm going to just share my screen here, first of all. I can find it. Go. Everybody see that okay?
Yes, we're good. Yeah.
Okay, perfect.
Trina, it isn't in presentation mode. I'm not sure if you wanted that or not.
Okay. Is there a different way I should present it then?
If you go like 1, 2, 3, 4 icons to the right of where your mouse was, where it looks
Okay.
like a screen that you pull down.
Right here?
Click on that. Yep.
Okay.
And that should make it full screen for us. It just takes a second. There, that's great. Yeah.
Okay. And then I just have to figure out how to change my, oh, there we go.
Perfect.
Okay, hopefully that will work. There we go. Okay. Yeah, so thank you for the opportunity to be here today to share some of the wonderful things that the North Team has been doing this past year. I'd like to start by saying that I have been with the Huron County Library for 21 years, and I am starting my 5th year as branch manager for the North Team. I feel very grateful that I get to lead such a compassionate, positive, and creative group of individuals. Day in and day out, I watch them serve our public and handle a multitude of requests with respect and enthusiasm. In alphabetical order, please meet my staff. First of all, we have Hamilton Baker, Paula Mackey, Stephanie Schwartz, Joy Murray, Charlene Young-Bolin, and last but not least, our pages, Lena Sherwater and Aria LaRue. So I realize that as a board, you are familiar with this slide. However, I did want to mention it today as these statements make coming to work every day fun and meaningful. I believe the North Team embraces each of these key areas in the work we do, and I am proud to share some of this work as well as some patron comments with you today. It is so nice to see so many kids using the library, and this is a quote from one of our patrons. So creating a fun and welcoming space has been both a goal and an accomplishment the past couple of years. It is wonderful seeing so many families pop in and play and spend time with us. With support from the Alice Munro Friends of the Library, we were able to purchase a love seat, a mat, stackable seating, and some magnet tiles. We have added 2 kitchen sets as well as toys which rotate between the 3 North Team branches. Staff do a wonderful job of creating monthly in-branch scavenger hunts and activities for the children to do while visiting the library. Whether it be curling up to read or participating in a fun, messy craft, we love to see the children and families in our spaces. One patron commented, "We had heard from our friend how great a space this children's area is here. I am meeting my friend and her kids here today. She was right. There is so much to do and it is so cozy. I'm not from this town, but I will be coming back regularly. And here you can see some kids having some fun with some of the magnetiles. The middle one was a dance program that we held in Blythe, and the third one is part of our VR program. I'd like to take a few minutes and talk to you about our homeschool hub. So having many homeschool families in the communities who are visiting the library regularly was the perfect opportunity to suggest partnering to offer a program where children and caregivers could meet and enjoy time together. Homeschool Hub is offered once a month. Library staff support this program by supplying the space, collaborating to come up with themes, and supplying coffee and crafts for parents and the younger children. One mom commented the following: "Thank you so much for all you have done for the homeschool families. You and your staff have gone above and beyond. We appreciate such a fun program that brings our kids together, gives our little ones and us moms a chance to visit. I love seeing the smiles on everyone's faces when they come out of the room. We love coming to the library." So the Homeschool Hub invites children ages 6 and up to enjoy a different theme each month. Some themes include STEAM activities, board games, and community speakers. In these pictures, you can see the children enjoying a talk and an activity offered by the Huron County Museum. We also host monthly class visits at the Alice Munro branch and have been in contact with teachers from the Howick Public School in hopes that they will join us as well. While many teachers may not be able to bring their class to the library, they are definitely borrowing our material on a regular basis for their classrooms. And as you may or may not know, many of the school libraries, their materials are dwindling over the years, so they really do appreciate what we have to offer them. So I like this little quote: "Alone we can do so little, together we can do so much," which will speak to the many collaborations, as you can see, that the North team has been part of this past year. And of course, I won't read them all, but I'll let you just take a quick look there. And you can see that, yes, we are very happy to collaborate with a variety of community partners and services. The Huron County Museum was also a valuable partner in 2024. The town of Wingham hosted Homecoming 2024, and with the help of the Huron County Museum, the public was able to take a trip down memory lane with a display of Wingham artifacts. A total of 204 folks visited this exhibit over the course of 3 days. I should mention that these artifacts were part of the North Huron Museum collection, but with that museum now closed, they are now part of our Huron County collection. So in addition to this exhibit, the Alice Munro also houses rotating Wingham artifacts throughout the year in one of our freestanding display cases, and that is courtesy of the Huron County Museum. So many folks are very excited to see some of those artifacts back in Wingham from time to time. Next slide there. Oh, so this beautiful display was a collaborative effort between Huron County Library, Huron County Museum, and the Wingham BIA. We felt it very fitting at the time to have a space that acknowledged the accomplishments and achievements of Alice Munro. People visit from far and wide in hopes to find information and see some of Alice's life. We have had the pleasure of supporting the Wingham and Area Historical Society this past year. Our Stories, Our Voices is a project of the Historical Society, and one that I am proud to say I was personally part of. Senior members of the Wingham community were interviewed to tell their story. I'm pictured here with my mom and great uncle, of whom we both interviewed. Some stories were chosen to be displayed in the Alice Munro branch during and after homecoming. And my staff has also supported this group with collaborative programming and tech assistance on a regular basis. Partnership with the Howick Rec Department has led to some fantastic after-school club programs. Children who have never visited the library prior now bring their families in to see the projects that decorate the library space, get their first-time library cards, and then spend time with us. And once again, you can see from the smiles on their faces what fun they're having. Learning from community. So Let's Learn is a Blythe branch program that invites the community members and businesses to share in a skill and or service. These pictures show children learning baking skills at the local Blythe Cafe and the art of wool dyeing from a local sheep farmer. We have had a very positive and energetic response from community members when asked if they would share their skill. And in this picture, you see a gentleman who volunteered to share his skills and knowledge, learning how to use green screen. So they had a lot of fun with that one. Another quote, "I have really enjoyed the programs you are offering. Such a great way to meet new people." We have offered a variety of programs this past year. Once again, staff have done an amazing job trying new programs as well as supporting ongoing passive programs. We know that loneliness and expenses are at an all-time high. Therefore, ensuring our spaces are welcoming to all, programs are free or of little charge is important. So in these photos, you see the Our Stories program as well as a book tasting program. This one here shows the puzzle challenge. So it was a fun and competitive program for all ages. And then the one on your right is a welcome night. And that was a time for folks to come together that were new in the community, that have lived there long term, to get to know each other and share resources together. Programs such as Card Night, Craft and Chats are ongoing weekly programs that provide connection. For some of our small towns, finding social activities can be very challenging. Residents are very appreciative of the fact that the library often fills this gap and in fact is treated and thought of as a community hub. Tech Time is offered every Friday at the Alice Munro branch, and this program offers one-on-one tech support. And I should mention that every day in our branches, staff are assisting residents with a variety of tech and internet requests. Printing, web searches, online ordering, and accessing government forms are just a few of the examples. Branding has been a focus for the library the last couple of years, and we've had some fun in our branches using those branding colors. So on your left, you see the green that is in Blythe, the middle is Alice Munro, and then on the right is our Howick colors. Outreach. So we know that even though with the wide assortment of materials and programs, there are still many people who are not visiting their local library. Our hope is that by getting out in our communities, we can take the library to them. Some of the outreach the North team has participated in includes pop-ups at the Gory Pool, attending the Howick Fall Fair, Santa Claus parades, monthly nursing home visits, Blythe in Beers and Books Offsite Book Club, Blythe Threshers, Wingham Muskrat Festival, and volunteer fairs. Hamilton Baker, he hosts a Huron County author podcast. Presented through roundtable discussions and one-on-one interviews, authors share the process of creating stories, the challenges of marketing and publishing, the struggles and triumphs of being a writer, and more. So stay tuned for 2025 when Hamilton has interviewed some library staff. So we're looking forward to that. And then what's next? So as we look ahead, we keep our mission statement and values front and center. These words and actions are a reflection of the services we provide, the community relationships we continue to build, and last but certainly not least, the workplace culture we want for our valued and talented staff. And I'd like to give a shout out today to Jenny, Beth, and our admin team for the support, and for you folks as well for the support that you give us to be able to do that job. So thank you.
Thank you, Triana. I just want a couple comments before I open it up to board members. Just want to thank you for your leadership and your staff as well for the dedication and all the work that you do in the community and surrounding communities. couple of things that really caught my attention was the homeschool hub once a month. I think that's so important to provide a space for people to get outside of their house and go somewhere different for learning. And then the fact that you do get out at different community events to show people what's going on at the library, to, you know, put it out there a little more, make them more aware. So I think that's so important too. So thank you for sharing that. Wonderful presentation to us. Does any board members have any questions or comments? Helena?
I love the way you put your presentation together with pictures instead of read along. So thank you very much for that great
Thank you.
layout.
Thank you.
Thank you. Any other comments from the board? Questions? No? Okay. I'll read the recommended motion then, that Huron County Library Board receives the presentation from Trina Huffman, Branch Manager, dated March 20th, 2025, titled North Team Update, as presented for information. Do I have a mover, please? Patricia moves, seconded by Warden Heffer. Call the question. All in favor? All hands. Okay, we're good to go. Thank you, Trina.
Thank you.
Enjoy your day. Up next on our agenda is board member comments. Does any board member wish to make some comments at this time? Jane?
I heard Danielle, I want to say the last name right, Goderich, podcast on A Life That's Good regarding the library and the services the library offers. And no, we don't ban books. We often have challenges, but we don't ban. She did just a super job, I thought, of representing the library.
Yeah, and they do a great job with that podcast as well. So it was a great opportunity to promote the library. So
Mhm.
Thank you for that. Any other comments? John, you're good? All right. Okay, moving along to reports from the library staff. And Beth Rumble is going to be busy for the next little while, right? So Beth, item 1 is the 2024 Huron County Library Annual Report.
Thank you, through you, Mr. Chair. This is always just a nice opportunity to review the achievements from the past year and celebrate some of what has been accomplished. And we will also make sure to share the annual report once approved by the library board with county council and our local partner municipalities, so they're also aware of what the library has been up to in the past year.
Okay. Any questions for Beth regarding the report? Not seeing any hands. Okay, so I will read the recommended motion that Huron County Library Board receives a report by Beth Rumble, County Librarian, dated March 20th, 2025, titled 2024 Huron County Library Annual Report as presented for information. Do I have a mover, please? Jane moves, seconded by Patricia. Okay, call the question. All in favor? Thank you. Item 2 is the Library Board County MOU, and that is also presented by Beth.
Again, through you, Mr. Chair, most of the information is captured in the report. Just a couple of pieces that I will draw your attention to and clarify is just a reminder that this MOU is intended to capture the relationship that is in place. Things are working well. We just want to have in writing how that's working should we ever need to refer back to the desired relationship between the library board and the county. 2 pieces that we are looking to consider updating from the version that you have. One quite minor, when we're talking about library board recruitment, just to add, if the warden is not available to sit on that committee, that the warden would delegate that authority to someone else. And then the other piece that I'm interested to know from members of the board, if they think it would be helpful, we were working on another policy that will be coming to the library board in a couple of months. But if it would be helpful to have clarification in the MOU, specifically with respect to the dual role that the CEO has, as far as their CEO of the library board and also the director of cultural services. So there's a bit of some duality as far as they also report to the CEO. I don't know if that would be helpful to include in the MOU, and if board members would like a draft of some wording that could be included on that, or if you're happy with the MOU as presented. Other than that, I'm happy to answer any questions or hear feedback from the board on this.
Okay, thanks, Beth. Is there any questions for Beth regarding this, or what she has just said? Patricia? Yeah.
Yeah, just I guess clarification. What are your thoughts on more detail around the duality of your role?
I think it could be helpful only because it is a little bit unique. There are certainly library board CEOs who have a very close relationship with their municipality, which is great. I find it extremely beneficial. Sometimes the OLS, for example, will get concerned that they want to make sure the CEO of the library is not reporting to the CAO of the municipality, and that can get confused. So it might help in our case to clarify that it makes sense that in this case, I report to both, because I'm also the director of cultural services. So there's museum matters, there's cultural office matters that make sense to have in communication with the CAO. There is, the fact that I have a performance review with the library board. I also have a performance review with the CAO, things like that. It hasn't been an issue. It just sometimes can get confused, and there's just extra discussions that need to be had, whether it's the board, whether it's the OLS or things like that, that are unclear on the nature of the relationship.
And from my perspective, I'd recommend clarifications there, because if it is different, and people who know more than I do scratch their heads at it, then it might be good just to have it written down. And it's an acknowledgement of the need, or acknowledgement of how your role that is distinguished from others. So you don't have to constantly be doing the explaining.
Mhm.
Actually, sorry, the other piece that is slightly different or could benefit from clarification would be the recruitment of the CEO/Director of Cultural Services and who's involved in that process. Typically, that would be if it was just the CEO, the board doing that, but because of the nature of the role, there's others involved for sure. Yeah.
Any other questions or comments? Not seeing any hands. Okay, I'll read the recommended motion that Huron County Library Board receives a report by Beth Rumble, County Librarian, dated March 20th, 2025, titled Library Board County MOU, as presented for information, and further that the draft MOU be sent for legal review. Do I have a mover for that, please? Jane moves, seconded by Helena. Okay. Any questions regarding that? Call the question, all in favor? Thank you.
A question.
Oh, sorry.
Karen?
Yeah, Warden Pfeffer.
Yep, so through you, Trevor, Beth, are you going to incorporate some changes then? Like
Based on that, yeah, maybe we should have
it should be an
Amended motion?
An amended.
Yep, sorry.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let me read this then. As amended, okay, I'll reread it again and just add as amended. Okay, so, I'll just go through it real quick.
Yeah.
The Huron County Library Board receives a report by Beth Rumble, County Librarian, dated March 20th, 2025, titled Library Board County MOU as amended for information, and further that the draft MOU be sent for legal review. So the mover, are you okay with that, Jane? And second, are you okay with that amendment? Okay.
That gives you all you need to beat.
Yeah.
Okay, all right, good. Yeah, thanks for bringing that up. Call the question, all in favor? Okay, we're good to move on. Item 3 is 2023 statistics follow-up, and that's also presented by the wonderful Beth Rumble.
Thanks through you, Mr. Chair. This is just a follow-up report that hopefully provides a little bit clear information about the efficiency of library spending.
Okay.
Appreciate it. Thanks, Beth.
Any questions regarding that report? Not seeing any hands. Okay, so I'll read the motion that Huron County Library Board receives a report by Beth Rumble, County Librarian, dated March 20th, 2025, titled 2023 Statistics Follow-Up, as presented for information. Do I have a mover, please? Helena moves and John seconds. Call the question, all in favor? Good to go. Next item is item 4, which is the policy development procedure and roles, presented by Beth Rumble.
Thanks again through you, Mr. Chair. This is being provided just as a bit of board member education. We do a lot of policy review at board meetings, and this is based on an OLS workshop that I attended, and I thought it was helpful to share with board members. Specifically, when you look at the chart that has the distinction between the different roles that the board, senior management, and frontline staff provide. I think it's nice to see that that is in fact the way that we are approaching things. But other than that, this is just for board member information.
Okay, well, we appreciate the information on the agenda. Any questions regarding that? Patricia?
It's not a question, it's a comment. I
Okay.
thought it was actually really great. Seeing that laid out that way. So thank you.
Okay, good comment. Thank you. Any other questions or comments? John?
Yes, thanks, Mr. Chair. Beth, it's great to see your whole team educating yourselves to a higher level to reach out to our communities. And that's just great to have that enthusiasm and your whole team. Thank you again.
Thank you, John. Any other questions or comments? Okay, I'll move to the motion that Huron County Library Board receives a report by Beth Rumble, County Librarian, dated March 20th, 2025, titled Policy Development Procedure and Roles, as presented for information. Do I have a mover? Alina moves, seconded by Jane. Thank you. Call the question. All in favor? Good. Okay, up next is the monthly update, December 24th and January 2025, presented by Beth Rumble.
Thank you, through you, Mr. Chair. First and foremost, you may notice it's a bit of a different format than we've had for this particular report in the past. So thank you to Jenny. She, I believe, is watching virtually this morning, for working with me in that new format that is designed to highlight more of the work that is being done towards our strategic priorities. So that is front and center for board members. We are certainly open to feedback. So if you have any thoughts about the format or information that you would like to see that is not there, or information that is there that you don't feel is relevant, please let us know. And just briefly, a couple of things that I will highlight from the report for December and January. You'll see under the welcoming and inclusive heading that the importance of partnerships that we, as Trina also mentioned to serve the community. Innovation lists a lot of the training that we've done to get staff and the public familiar with some of the new technology that we are now offering in the libraries. Under the communication heading, we're really excited to have the e-resource guide done. That was a large collaboration between multiple staff. So that will be really beneficial in serving the public and helping them to navigate all of our e-resources that we offer. There is mention of the new tech under communications as well. There was a new page on our website created. I encourage you to visit that. It's listed under the services heading to get a better sense of some of the new technology that we are offering. We are also planning an upcoming presentation in the spring to speak to some of the new technology and the work that we've been doing specifically to serve youth as well. Under youth, you will see that there's lots of great things happening. So excited for that more fulsome presentation to come to you in a couple of months. And then with respect to literacy, I do encourage you all to go and look back on our social media to late January, when we had both the warden and the board chair participate in some of our Family Literacy Day promotions. And then under supporting tasks, there's lots of facility work that's happening at multiple branches. And just a note for board members, upcoming from March 24th to March 31st, the Clinton branch will be closed as a new lift is being installed there. So we're excited to see that work happen. It will mean that branch needs to be completely closed for about a week. And then if anything changes as work progresses, I will be sure to let you know if that gets extended or changes. Otherwise, I'm happy to respond to any questions any board members may have with any information captured in that report.
I'd just like to comment and say Warden Heffer did a wonderful job reading, right? And both of our videos got over 1,000 views. I don't know where they're at now. So yeah, I guess people like to watch us read, right? So there you go. But I thought it was well done. I think it's great for community members to see, leaders in the community actually in the library reading a book.
Absolutely.
Right. And since I've been chair of this board, I've actually taken the time. I'm on my 3rd book already now, which is unbelievable for me, because I don't remember the time that I read a single book in a year. So my goal is to read 6 books this year, and I'm on book 3. I started it last night. So just saying, I'm doing my homework too, right? Yeah. Yeah. Any questions for Beth regarding the report there? Patricia.
Again, just comments. I really like the format. I love subheadings a lot. And so this just puts everything together so you can see what's going on across different libraries. And what was the other one? Oh, you must be relieved. No more library cancellation days.
There were quite a few.
I'm like, why do I have 14 emails? Yeah. Right? And then I'm like, Beth Rummel. All from the county, right?
Well, knock on wood, I shouldn't
Yeah, it's all good. No.
say that. It's not summer yet, but.
Yeah, we still might get some snow in
Mhm.
April, right? We usually do, and people always act surprised, but yeah, good comments. Thank you. Any other questions? Helena, yes.
I noticed, and I'm not sure whether it was in this report or another one, that a cyber team competing and
Like as a program,
or maybe that was my other board.
a cyber team competing?
Yeah, that must have been the Libro board.
Okay.
I don't remember reading anything about that.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Too many meetings.
I agree.
Yeah, I concur, Helena, I concur. Any other questions or comments regarding that?
Keep up the good work.
Keep up the good work.
Yes.
Board, yes. Okay, I'll read the motion that Huron County Library Board receives a report from Beth Rumble, County Librarian, dated March 20th, 2025, titled Monthly Update, December 2024 and January 2025, as presented for information. Moved by Warden Heffer, seconded by Helena. Okay. Call the question. All in favor? Carried. Item 6 is February 2025 events outside library hours, presented by Beth Rumble.
Thank you through you, Mr. Chair. This is being brought forward to the library board as per our policy to ensure you are informed. One of the benefits of the fact that this event has already happened is I can report that it was very successful. We had youth from as far away as Milverton, I believe, travel to Exeter to attend the event. So we're talking with our partners about how we can perhaps replicate this in other branch locations as well.
Okay, good. Yeah. Any questions, comments? No. Okay, I'll read the motion that Huron County Library Board accepts the report by Beth Rumble, County Librarian, dated March 20th, 2025, titled February 2025 Events Outside Library Hours, as presented for information. Do I have a mover? Look to John to move, and seconded by Patricia. Any questions? Call the question. All in favor? Carried. Okay. Item 7 is Friends of the Library annual report. Beth Rumble.
Thanks, you three, Mr. Chair. I think just questions on this report, if
Okay.
anyone has any. Yep.
Okay, any questions or comments? No? Okay, I'll move to the motion that Huron County Library Board accepts the report by Beth Rumble, County Librarian, dated March 20th, 2025, titled Friends of the Library Annual Reports, as presented for information. And the sun just shone through the window as I read
There it
that.
is.
There must be a sign, right? Do I have a mover for that? Jane moves, seconded by Patricia. Okay. I'll call the question. All in favor? Carried. All right, up next is item 8, which is policy review and the draft circulation policy update presented by Beth Rumble.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. So this is being updated in advance of its regular review schedule based on the decision to eliminate the fine for interlibrary loan materials. We did update a few other pieces that we noticed as we were reviewing it. And then the last piece is we also had on our action plan for 2025 to consider eliminating the fee for replacement library cards. So that is also included as a recommendation in this policy and report.
Okay, thank you for that. Any questions or comments for Beth regarding this? Not seeing any hands, I'll read the motion that Huron County Library Board receives a report by Beth Rumble, County Librarian, dated March 20th, 2025, titled Draft Circulation Policy Update, as presented for information. And further, that the draft circulation policy be brought to April board meeting, which will now be May, for approval. And further, that the Huron County Library Board eliminate the replacement fee for the lost library cards. Do I have a mover to that motion, please? Jane moves, seconded by Helena. Thank you. Call the question. All in favor? Carried. Up next is the draft HR policy update presented by Beth Rumble.
Thank you through you, Mr. Chair. Again, this policy is being reviewed in advance of its schedule, updated to cover instances when part-time staff are picking up hours to the extent that they would be working full-time hours.
Okay. Any questions regarding this? Helena?
Is that a common occurrence or?
Not typically. There are certain staff who they have their set core part-time hours and then they're listed on our supply and relief list. So, it often happens more in the winter months when certain staff can't get to branches, or in the summer months when staff are on vacation, that those part-time staff might get closer to that 35-hour threshold. As far as the frequency, I would say it's probably 1 to 2 staff members a handful of times throughout the course of the year.
Okay, thanks for that answer. Any other questions? Not seeing any. I'll read the motion. That Huron County Library Board receives a report by Beth Rumble, County Librarian, dated March 20th, 2025, titled Draft HR Policy Update, as presented for information, and further that the draft HR policy be brought to the May board meeting for approval. Looking for a mover, please. Alina moves, seconded by John. You want to second that? On the docket again? All right. I want to make sure I'm looking up at you. Okay. All right. Call the question. All in favor? Carried. Okay, item 9 is correspondence. There are no correspondence. Item 10, financial statements are not available at this time. We do not have closed public session. And the next meeting of the Huron County Library Board will be on Wednesday, May 14th. So mark your calendars for that. We'll probably send out a correspondence regarding that. Okay. Okay. Yeah. So
Post the notice that the April meeting is canceled.
okay. So it will be May 14th, 2025 at 9 a.m. For all those members that are here to know. And now we got adjournment. That Huron County Library Board meeting adjourned at 9:36 a.m. Moved by Warden Heifer, seconded by Jane very quickly. I didn't even read the motion. They had their hands up. All in favor. There you go. All right. Thank you everyone for a very good meeting. Thanks, Chair.